Professor Amy Wax, today I want to tell you the truth. Unlike others, I don't want you to respect us on gunpoint because what I'm saying is that so many people want people like Professor Wax to respect them on gunpoint. This is not possible. If they are not convinced, they will not respect you. They are entitled to their opinions. What is our duty is to let them know the other side of the story. Let them know the truth. Truth is sometimes comforting, and at other times it's bitter, but it's again the same truth on both the occasions. So I admit that America is one country which has reached the pinnacle of human development in terms of technological progress and advancements. But truth be told, this has come at the cost of drain of wealth from other countries. I'm not even going into the historical backdrop, who built America. I am just coming to this economic side because this feeling of supremacy stems up from the fact that they think because we are economically advanced, you are not advanced mentally or psychologically. Most of your people are on sleeping pills or they are on depression. They are in some or other stage of clinical depression. I don't call this development, but because you are treating economic development as a case of supremacy, let me tell you at what cost this economic development of yours has come. So many countries in the second and third world, what you call as second and third world countries, whenever they have approached IMF or World Bank, IMF and World Bank has bailed them out based on certain conditionalities. And IMF, we can say that Britain and UK and US, they have joint influence. But as far as World Bank is concerned, it's completely one country show, which is the United States of America. They decide the budget of IDA, and we all know the history of Bretton Woods and how things developed. So these conditionalities are skewed in the favor of United States of America and against these so-called second and third world countries, which you are today calling as shitholes. So these countries, this IMF and World Bank, they tell them to devalue their currency. You tell them to boost exports, fair enough. You also tell them to remove domestic market protectionism, still fair, because let the best product win. But here is the problem. Here is the catch. Here is the big problem. When you say through IMF, you are telling, because I'm saying, you are saying because IMF is, everyone knows that why World Bank and IMF is controlled by you. You are the largest stakeholder. At least World Bank is controlled by you. So when you say through the World Bank that these countries have to remove the domestic market protectionism for local companies, your companies come and destroy the local market, the competitions in the local market altogether. And in your country, you have laws like Buy America. How is this going to work? I'm telling you the example of India because you have just called India a shithole place. So let me just come back to India. I can give so many other examples from different countries. In fact, Sri Lanka is in big economic mess, and I fear if they approach World Bank, they will face severe debt, compounding debt in decades to come. So they are again trapped. But let me come back to India because you have spoken a thing or two which has not gone down well with Indians. India, in 1991, when they were facing balance of payment crisis and when they approached the World Bank bailed them out with certain conditionalities like this. One of them was to remove domestic market protectionism. And your Coca-Cola came here and destroyed the local market. Parle Agro was a big market here at that time in the 90s, and they had their Thumbs Up brand. So Parle Agro was acquired by Coca-Cola. And in India, back then in the 90s, they were left with only two big giants in this space, Coca-Cola and Pepsi. So whichever wins out of these two, out of this unfair competition, money is going to America. Now, is this what you call removing the domestic market protectionism and creating a level playing field for all the companies? This is like co-opt or corrupt. So this was the case with soft drinks market. Let me come to the cosmetics market. Lakme used to be a giant in this cosmetic sector. It was owned by the Tata Group in India. It was again acquired by another company, which was not an American company. But why I'm giving these two examples is that in the garb of globalization, so many prominent Indian economic business players, they got wiped out from the scene. The competition was wiped out completely. And where the money went, largely to the United States. So if you are making laws like Buy America, you cannot tell other countries through direct or indirect channels that you have to remove your domestic market protection. And when an Indian skirt company tried to sell their products in the United States of America in the 90s, Bill Clinton was very, very angry. And you sort of tried so many different lame excuses to stop their sales because this company was doing really well. And you told them that because this product is inflammable on the grounds of this product being inflammable without any substantial proof, you said this product cannot be sold. Every now and then you have tried your best to ensure that goods from these countries, what you call second or third world countries, or in your recent language what you call shithole countries, goods and products from these countries cannot enter your market, but your companies, your products will come here. Right now, if you can see, I am wearing a jersey of this GNC brand. This is from your own state, Pennsylvania, Professor Wax. So this company from Pennsylvania can come here and sell me the product. I don't have a problem in buying this product. But the problem is this, my problem is this. Globalization means that whatever a country has in surplus, they should be making a seamless transfer of that in lieu of the other thing, the other surplus which the other country has. For example, these Western developed countries, let me talk about straight away about USA. They have product in surplus, so they are selling their product to these countries. Now countries like India, they have human power. They have this skilled labor in surplus. But are you really allowing Indian people and Indian skilled labor to come to your market? This is a one-way street. I am saying this because the recent figures of NFAP, National Foundation for American Policy, they say that the visa rejection rates for some of the most prominent Indian IT companies in America is something like this. Take Mahindra 30%, Cognizant 45%, TCS 30%, Infosys 55%. And these are big companies. And contrast this with the American companies, the visa rejection rates for American companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon. What's the rejection rate? 1%, 3%, 7%, that's it. So this definition of globalization is skewed in favor of United States of America. Your companies are dumping their product into these markets. But when these countries, they try to sell their product, not even dump it, you have very, very strong anti-dumping laws. So this is how there has been a very, very consistent drain of wealth. And this is what makes America more and more powerful. And this is what makes these second and third world countries, what you call shithole countries, all the less powerful. In fact, they are not even powerful. Now, the interest that is charged on the loans that World Bank gives to countries, second and third world countries, Asian countries, countries like India, is so high that countries get trapped in this debt chain and this compounds. And this is another way to ensure that these countries will somehow always lag behind United States of America. So the problem is this. There are two angles. One is the historical angle, where I'm not even going that who has built America, who has created America. This is something we all know by now, that who today claim to be the real Americans, they are not even Americans. But I'm not going to the history, I'm talking about the present, because I don't like these people who others call as white supremacists. I don't like these people to forcefully respect them, to forcefully respect Asians and blacks on gunpoint. No. If you feel a certain grievance against these people. My duty and people like us want to just tell you the truth, the other side of the truth, that you are what you are today, you are where you are today because of this drain of wealth from these companies. Indirectly, it's a kind of loot. So you are taking money from these countries and pouring it. This money is getting poured into United States of America, and America is getting rich and richer. I'm not going into the conspiracy theories that what people say about the military industry complex, what your president in the 60s, President Eisenhower also admitted, what Tulsi Gabbard is also talking about in today's times. I'm not even going into those things, that whenever there are wars, how America benefits the most out of these wars, because your satellite industry is war industry, and 100 other industries in your country is dependent on this war industry. Steel industry is dependent on war industry, chemical industry is dependent on war industry, cement industry is dependent on your war industry. So when there is a war, there is a big scale war, and the factory is now online, so always you somehow find a great cheerful reason to get rid of economic recession. Now I will not go into the conspiracy theories that Second World War had anything to do with the Great Depression, or Pearl Harbor was a self-inflicted attack carefully concocted by US politicians. I will not go into all these details. I know one thing for sure, that if America wanted if George Bush wanted Osama bin Laden or Saddam Hussein, for America, it's a cakewalk like this if you want to catch one person. But it was never about these people. You wanted a long protracted war so that this military industry complex is online, because you have $670 billion military expenditure, which is an insane amount. So I will not go into these details. What I only want you to know, that today if you are rich, insanely rich, it is coming at the cost of these helpless people in Asia, in countries like India, and all those countries which you today despise, because IMF and World Bank has been speaking the voice of US Congress for decades, and this is why there has been a drain of wealth. So today you are in a position to feel that you are something superior, and other countries are not developed, they are in a mess, they are shitholes. I'm sorry, Professor Wax, if I said anything wrong. I love America, irrespective of what people say. I love America, and I don't know why I love America, because sometimes love has no reason. I love America and I love American people. I just wanted you to know the truth, and the truth has two other angles other than the third one which you say, which is the present reality on the face value, that America is at the pinnacle of development, and other countries like India, they are at shitholes, which is true if you talk about the present reality in the face value. But this truth has two other sides, and there are two more axes. One is the historical side. Who has built America is one angle. I'm not going into the historical angle. I'm going into the real economic angle, which is this: America is where it is standing today because of the drain of wealth from these countries, which have suffered, which are still suffering. And I have my own fear that if Sri Lanka gets bailed out by World Bank, it will come at yet another disastrous price for them. I wish you a good health, and take care, Professor Wax. Thank you very much.